Hi there, water signs, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I certainly appreciate both your viewership as well as your subscriptions, okay? So, as many of you know, it's that spooky season. It's now spooky season, okay? Halloween is coming very soon, so I decided to use one of my more ghostly or spooky decks in order to convey your reading, okay? Rest assured, ladies and gentlemen, that this reading simply will not and may not resonate with each and every one of you out there. But for those for whom this reading is meant, I certainly hope that it offers you the valuable insight that you're seeking. Now, we're going to focus exclusively on your romantic situation and see what vibes surround you and what spirit would like you to know for your highest good. If this reading resonates, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Share it with others to whom you think might benefit, and be sure to press that subscription button, okay? So we're going to start off as I am shuffling as we speak, and we're going to go on and just dive right on deeply into your reading, commencing with the overarching theme, and then I'll ask Spirit additional questions, and of course to formulate a coherent story, ladies and gentlemen, from which you can follow. Okay, so let's go on and begin with the overarching theme here. Okay, so we have, wow, ladies and gentlemen, we have mask. Okay, so of course, we're talking about your romantic situation here. So having that card is not really that good here. I'm seeing it here. So, of course, this comes from the symbolism in that card comes from Friday the 13th, which was directed by Sean S. Cunningham back in 1980, ladies and gentlemen. And one famous quote from this film was, "Who are you?" So I'm kind of getting someone is wearing a mask in your situation, and Spirit is asking that you beware of the warning signs. Rest assured that deception surrounds you, okay, ladies and gentlemen? So just be aware and be cautious and trust your intuitive faculties here. It's particularly this time period in question because this reading is valid until the end of November. Okay? So let's look at the influence of the past on your current situation here. Okay, we have, wow, we have, ladies and gentlemen, the trickster here. Wow. So with having that card here, we already know what that card entails mostly. But first, it comes from the movie It, which was directed by Thomas Lee Wallace in 1990. Okay, and a famous quote from that film was, "I'm everything you were afraid of." So I feel that with that trickster card, many of you really dealt with a double-crossing trickster. Someone used his or her charm and sex appeal to manipulate you to get what he or she wanted here that I'm kind of getting. The relationship was very imbalanced. You gave more than what you received that I'm kind of seeing here. All right. So let's select a card, ladies and gentlemen, to represent the present as it relates to your romantic situation here. And keep in mind, water signs, if this reading is resonating, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Share it with others to whom you think might benefit, and be sure to press that subscription button, okay? So looking at from the perspective of the present here, we have, wow, obsession here, okay? So ladies and gentlemen, let's look at the imagery here that this card is kind of showing you here. And this, of course, many of you know, it comes from The Phantom of the Opera, directed by Rupert Julian in 1925. And one of the most famous quotes from this film was, "I have brought you here, 5 cellars underground, because I love you." Okay? So I feel someone is weirdly obsessed with you and spying heavily, ladies and gentlemen, to include but not limited to your social media. I don't feel you really want this person. This could be an ex for many of you. So expect this person also reaching out to you and kind of getting. All right. So let's look at future developments that might come to bear in your situation here. We have curse. Okay. And with having that card, ladies and gentlemen, that comes from a film called Rengu, directed by Hideo Nakata back in 1998. And one of the most famous quotes from this film: everyone's fear just takes on a life of its own. So, with this, I'm feeling that Spirit wants you to not be your own worst enemy and to allow fear to prevent you from doing what might be necessary when it comes to your romantic situation. And it appears that it might be some sort of decision that needs to be made here. Okay? So now let's look at the positive or negative influences of other people. Okay? We have, ladies and gentlemen, animal. Okay? And having animal there, you know, with that card here, the symbolism on there comes from the film Alan of Lost Souls. Okay? Directed by Erie C. Kenton in 1932. And one of the famous quotes from this film was, "What is the law?" So I feel that you may have dealt with someone who was cruel to you or felt the person thought he or she was better than you in some way. I feel that you felt you had no voice and really had to kind of follow this person's lead. I feel there was an age difference between the two of you. So this person might pop right back up into your life again if this person isn't already present. Ladies and gentlemen, take the energies however they resonate in your situation. And in conclusion, I like to just ask the cards to give us a potential path to achieving your desired outcome and what you might consider doing, perhaps during this time period in question. We have fate here, okay? And so with fate, this symbolism comes from a movie or a film called It Follows, directed by David Mitchell in 2014, okay? And one famous quote was, "Whatever helps it get closer to you." So Spirit wants you to make a decision and understand, ladies and gentlemen, you can create your own narrative when it comes to your romantic situation. Some of you might need to surrender procrastination and get moving, okay, with what needs to be done here. But just be aware that this some type of deception surrounds you. So with that said, this concludes your reading. I certainly hope that it has offered food for thought. Be sure to like and share, subscribe if you've yet to subscribe, and should anyone wishes to have a more personalized reading, you can certainly access my website to schedule and or to purchase, or you can certainly take advantage of my flash sale, okay? Thanks a lot for your time here. Enjoy your day.